To God be the glory. I give him praise and honor. I know how faithful he is, and all things work together for the good, for those that love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. So I live by that, and we learn to live with the peaks and the valleys now. We didn't guard in the first half. We didn't defend. They shot the ball extremely well from three. In the first half, I thought Juwan Howard gave him a big lift. He played great. I mean, he was a tough cover for us. And 20 and 10 in 20 minutes. I thought he was a big difference in the game. But as far as the team goes, we talked about them being such a good offensive rebounding team. They average just about 15 offensive rebounds a game. And that was one of our key points. We had to do a good job on the defensive boards. And that was a point of emphasis, and we did it. They had 18 offensive rebounds and 17 second chance points. Talked about transition defense, and I thought for the most part we did a pretty good job against them. That didn't hurt us. And then we just talked about winning the hustle plays. Loose balls, 50-50 balls, multiple efforts. And I thought, that's the area that they won. But, we didn't guard in the first half, but we kept fighting. We cut it to 5, and, I thought our three-quarter court pressure was good. Thought some of our traps was good, but to me, they won the loose balls in the second shots, and they kept possessions alive. And then they end up hitting a big shot, on offensive rebound, a second chance point, open three. But I didn't think we didn't win the hustle plays. And when you don't win the hustle plays, and you don't guard, and in the first half you dig yourself in the hole, it just makes it tough. And I thought the second half we fought. We didn't quit, and we played the game better. We played the game inside out in the second half. We did a good job getting the ball into Austin. They switched. We tried to take advantage of that, but we still had some possessions that were empty where I thought we shot a quick three, quick perimeter shot too many times, and that hurt us too, especially when you're trying to, or in the first half, when you're trying to stay in the game, and in the second half when you're trying to dig yourself out of a hole. We got to be smarter on offense. I thought we hurt ourselves a lot of times with ill-advised shots, or we didn't play inside out. But we got to be a resilient team, and pray that God gives us another opportunity to bounce back on Wednesday against Boston.
Questions, guys?
Coach, would you start talking? You've talked a little bit about the hustle plays, knowing that where your team is in the standings and kind of what's at stake at this point in the season. And when you talk about the emotion you feel knowing them, is it disappointment?
You know what? Really? I mean, I give our guys credit, and when I say to God be the glory, I know that God is faithful, and I'm going to always give him the glory for everything that I have. Our players put themselves in a position where they're competing for a MAC championship. But I talk about the season being a marathon, so you can't let your foot off the pedal. You got to continue to get better. And, we emphasize to them that we got a lot to win for every time we step on this court, and that every game counts. So playing hard, winning the hustle plays, I don't believe that is a given yet with this team. They're in a position now that we haven't been in before, in terms of, well, I mean, as far as the MAC play, you know, as competitive as our league is, you know, since day one in the MAC, since we won at Buffalo, you know, we've been fighting for, you know, first place. So that's not something new. But you got to keep rising because we're in our last 8 games of the MAC. We're in the second half of the season. And you got to understand, teams don't stand still. You know, you have to continue to get better. You know, you can't not grow. And you got to be resilient. Teams going to have a game like this. You know, there will be no undefeated teams in our league. So you're going to lose some games at home that, you know, you want to fight dearly the whole quarter. We won 3 games on the road. So, I mean, it happens. So you got to really, how we respond from this point on says, you know, will speak a lot about our team. We got to continue to grow, and we got to be resilient. But I will say this, you know, I thought, you know, we did a good job getting the ball to Austin, and, you know, he's a guy that I challenge because to me, you have 21 points and I think 6 rebounds in a half. You know, that's what he's capable of doing. And, you know, and then our point guard play, I challenge him. You know, because when those guys, they play some good basketball for us and they make us a better team. And they have to continue to grow. So I'm just saying in general, we need guys to be consistent as we can be, but we have to win the hustle plays. We have to scrap and fight and claw, and we have to learn to do that every night. And then I want to give Danny McElroy a shout out. You know, he's a guy that plays with a big heart. You know, and he's stepping up his leadership and his vocalism, and he got room for growth. But I thought he competed today, and I thought the last couple of games, I thought as far as his effort, you know, he gave us a lot of fight.
Was that one of their first half shooting effort? You said you didn't guard that well today, but their first half shooting effort from beyond the arc. So one of the better efforts you've seen from that range against your team this year?
Well, I think Easton was 7 for 10 from 3. They were 6 for 9. You know, Howard was 3 for 3. You know, I thought we didn't react as well as we need to. As far as the overloads, generally when we play against teams, they want to get a 2-on-1 on one side of the court where you got to play 2 shooters. And we didn't do a good job at that as we should in our rotations. But the second half, you know, they didn't shoot as well, and we did a better job. But, you know, you got to withstand that. I mean, teams going to make shots against your zone sometimes. Now, will they do it for 40 minutes? Generally, if you work at it and, you know, you contest and you make some minor adjustments, generally they don't. You know, they end up making 3 more threes, but the second chance points, the 18 offensive rebounds, the points off of our turnovers, you know, they got 24 points off turnover. That was big. You know, I think between that and the second chance points, that's 41 points. That's big. You know, that's big. So, you know, we kind of hurt ourselves. We hurt ourselves. But, you know, we got to bounce back. You know, we've been playing good basketball, and we've been my challenge as a coach is to continue to grow, try to get our team to grow and get better. I think that's crucial this time of year because there's teams that are going to get better. All right, so this is a marathon run. It's not a sprint. The season's not over after 9 games. Just like for us, it wasn't over after nine games outside non-conference games. It's not over after 9 games in the MAC. You got 7 more to play. And the next game is the most important game of the year. We got to understand that. You know, we got a lot of basketball to play and a lot of potential games to win. And we got to understand that. We got to keep growing because nobody's going to stand still. There's no team in this league that's going to stand still. If you stand still, you're going to go backwards. You got to keep growing, and you got to keep getting better, and your attitude got to stay. So, yeah, it ain't bad. Being disappointed and fighting for a league championship, I can handle that. That's not and losing being a tough thing to deal with. That's okay. That's okay because I want to be in that position. I want this team to play for championships and strive for excellence. That to me, you know, that's a good place to be, and you got to fight through it. So now we got to show some resilience and bounce back.
Guys, good. All right, thank you.